Album Concept Hour. The Album Concept Hour. It's the Album Concept Hour.
Welcome, everybody, to the Album Concept Hour. I am your host, Brad LeBaron, as I always am. I am joined by, I am joined
Hello.
to this podcast.
Joined to the hip
with
by
John.
his regular podcast hosts.
Jesus Christ.
John Aker and Dave.
Yeah,
Me.
it's Dave.
It's Dave. Everybody
yeah.
knows who Dave is.
Only done this intro like almost 250 times.
We'll get it one time.
We'll figure. We'll
We'll figure
nail it
out
by
the
250.
500 time.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking 500.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's generous.
I like
Thank
to
you.
I like
Yeah,
to leave us, a little weird.
We'll have it really dialed in.
Yeah. By that point, you guys, this is going to be a stellar podcast. But
We gotta be
yeah,
close to 250.
we're at 240. This is 242.
It's practicing.
Damn.
Yep, 242.
Killing it,
Yep,
guys.
we're getting there. Yeah. And so we decided that we were going to cover the Kinks again. Shortly after the last one, we're trying to actually cover this as like a trilogy of Kinks albums, whereas normally we just kind of space them out, like however the fuck we feel like it. But I'm kind of wanting to like return to some of these like threads. You know what I mean? These threads.
You got
we've
a
left in other
fever.
episodes where we're like,
And only the Kinks can heal it.
yeah, exactly.
Telling you, man. You know what you start doing on the on like like one of your websites, or whatever. You just start selling like packs.
Yeah,
we could
exactly.
do that. Like,
I do wonder sometimes, how,
for example, like the Pink Floyd
Yeah.
pack.
Yeah, I wonder
You know?
sometimes how coherent it'll be if they listen in like chronological order of the albums, because like we're doing it backwards.
Mm.
It's gonna be. It's
I'd
gonna
say
be
you
interesting.
release it in the way we did
In
it,
the order we actually did them.
but
Yeah.
then they can listen to it however they
Yeah,
want.
yeah. I should make some playlists.
Give them a
If
shitty
it's,
cut.
It's not like you can mix it up either way.
Yeah.
We did it pretty linear,
Mhm.
like in
Yeah.
the order that it's supposed to be.
Oh,
so
you
you
picked
can
a
choose how
focal
you
point, and then we kind of
went.
went off in different directions.
Pretty much. Yeah. Because right now it's the wall up to almost Ummagumma, and then the final cut, and then we're gonna go back again.
Okay,
So.
forgot that we did that.
We did the final
That's a
cut.
good point.
Yeah. Anyway, what we're doing today is the Kinks, Arthur, or the decline and fall of the British Empire. But before we get to that, we have to go around and find out what everyone's been listening to lately. And for me, I'm going to highlight the playlist this week. We had a really interesting prompt. It was something borrowed for Music League this week. So we had to ask a friend to give us a song for the playlist. So all of the tracks are from Music League people's friends, and really, really good list here of stuff I've never heard, stuff that's also really outside of my radar. But we have 99 Neighbors and Brass Tracks and Philosophy. Fuck no. Milk Crates by Pitch and Pit. What's the Use by Mac Miller. Really good singing from Mac Miller in that track. And then my favorite one from this is Backlash by Kikagaku Moyo. And I was listening to this while mowing my lawn, and like the drone of the lawnmower like enhanced the song. I'm going to play a little bit of the song so you know what I'm talking about.
So sorry.
God damn. It's loud as fuck.
Yeah. You hear this?
Oh, yeah.
Now imagine the drone of a lawnmower behind it.
No.
Like it was perfect. Dave's like, no, please no.
God.
So yeah, that was Backlash, and I like couldn't tell what was part of the song and what was just the like lawnmower bleeding through. It was a very cool experience. I recommend listening to Kikagaku Moyo while mowing the lawn. And then my friend Mario submitted Earthquake Weather by Beck. Really great track. And that's going to be me for this week. What about you, John? What have you been jamming on?
Not too much, man.
Yeah.
Literally, anytime I do the cooler, just been listening to some like steady tracks.
Steady
I've been
tracks.
listening to a little bit of what is it?
It's okay. I will edit. I'll edit this.
Well,
down.
no, I've been listening to the Country Bears, obviously again. Still, I've been listening. To
Yeah.
Sometimes that's just a good cooler track. But then it's like what? Who sings? Roller Coaster?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
What?
No,
Oh, the
It's-
original.
the original version.
Oh God.
Flashlight.
Yes,
They did that
yes,
too, right?
Yeah. The orchestra.
ELO.
P Funk.
No.
That's not Funkadelic.
P Funk.
Is that Funkadelic?
Funkadelic.
Is that Funkadelic?
Funkadelic, Railroad, Funkadelic. They've gone by a lot of different names.
Well,
But I've been
Future
listening
Brad will
to
correct.
Funkadelic.
If you will give us the correct information,
In
don't
the
you worry.
70s, in the 70s.
Yeah. All right, Future Brad here. I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Love Roller Coaster is actually by a band called the Ohio Players, so we are completely wrong on that one. And then Flashlight is just by Parliament. At this point, not Parliament Funkadelic. So, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a good one, though.
That's been on actually
yeah.
playing a lot on like just quick trips, like radio station. It's crazy. So I'm like doing
I
like
did hear a
my
good track.
stocking and shit. It's
I
crazy.
did hear a really good track on Quick Trip Radio the other day. I'm like, what the fuck? This is like really somber.
It's really weird. You really get a really very odd eclectic when you listen to it, because I work a 12-hour shift every Friday.
Yeah.
And every time I listen to that, it's a really weird eclectic of everything. They're really trying to give a song to everybody.
Like Quick Trip, but it's not the worst.
But it is a quick trip radio station, because every once in a while you hear something like, "Oh, come on, guys, get your quick stretches in." You know, they do their little, but like then you just you get a lot of varied tracks.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Is there like
actually.
ads for food too, like the pizza and stuff throughout the whole radio?
Oh yeah, those are the ads.
Nice.
You gotta
90% of the
have
ads
the
are Quick Trip ads.
Gotta have the ads. Otherwise, what are they even doing? What about you, Dave? What have you been jamming on lately? I know we have the Wrath playlist. I have not listened to it yet. I'm saving it for a round of Helldivers on Insane Mode.
Well, you'll probably be in luck then.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting real pissed off, killing some bugs.
Oh yeah. It'll get you in the
right. I
mood.
think it might be Parliament Funkadelic. Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of things I've been kind of bouncing off a lot. So kind of watching old Orange County punk documentary from the early '80s about the Cuckoo's Nest. So again, listen to a lot of like Vandals and Circle Jerks.
Okay.
Type stuff.
Yeah.
A genre. Been listening to.
So compared to like West Decline 1, would that be a couple years later? That kind of music or that documentary?
Well, I mean, they recorded like 2018.
Oh, okay. It's a more recent.
They're just talking about the events that happened.
Okay, I see.
It was an old venue called the Cuckoo's Nest that all these bands slowly started like playing into.
Yeah.
So like late 70s, I think it opened in 79.
Yeah.
And so like late 79, 80, 81, like all these like bands were started like playing. Like it was one of the first times that Henry Rollins played with Black Flag was at this place. And
yeah, that's a big deal.
One of those really cool underground spot
things. Yeah.
You know?
It's like it kind of like birthed almost the entire like sound and a lot of stuff. It was like one of the more important like venues in the for the scene was.
Yeah.
But besides that stuff, again, a lot of Beastie Boys, a lot of Pink Floyd, some old Less Than Jake again, some old Weezer, some Dead Milkmen, a lot of Casculadery again, and a little Ween splashed in there. But it's been kind of like a big hodgepodge. I've just been bouncing everywhere.
Sounds like some stuff you could listen to playing Tony Hawk, maybe. I hear that like that group of things, and I'm like, Tony Hawk.
You
definitely grinding the rails. Find the word skate playing with those.
Yes, exactly. That's the best thing you can do. We're covering the Kinks. This is like the second of like a trilogy of albums.
Kink,
the Kinks. We'll cover your Kinks in the after show. So I kind of we kind of picked the like three kind of quintessential ones A lot of people say that after Lola, they drop off a little bit. And then the last album was, although didn't get very, much attention, like it didn't sell well. It kind of was a bit of a cult classic. And this album, although it didn't sell well in the UK, sold well in the US and kind of set the stage for Lola to be as big of a hit as it was. And they also, as I was saying in the listen through, Ray Davies produced a Turtles album out in LA. And while he was out in LA, he negotiated with the Music Association of America or whatever. And, made it so that they could tour in America again. So anyway, a lot of this album is kind of them, as far as the public image is, getting them back in the good graces to go on a big tour again, but to set up the concept of this album, I'm just going to read the kind of
little note.
Yeah. There's an album note here that kind of describes it. The album by Julian. Oh yeah, that's right. So, okay, another thing to set up. This was going to be a stage play as well. So the album was the story at least was co-written by Julian Mitchell. And the stage play never did end up, making, seeing the light of day. They spent about like a year kind of in pre-production and then could not secure the funding. And also we should mention that this is a rock opera, rock musical that came out the same month as Tommy, which is became the definitive rock opera. And so it kind of overshadowed it a little bit, but yeah, anyway, the story for this album, Arthur Morgan lives in a London suburb in a house called Shangri-La with a garden and a car and a wife called Rose and a son called Derek, who's married to Liz. And they have these two very nice kids, Terry and Marilyn. Derek and Liz and Terry and Marilyn are emigrating to Australia. Arthur did have another son called Eddie. He was named after Arthur's brother, who was killed in the Battle of Somme, which is one of the bloodiest battles in World War I. And Arthur's Eddie was killed too, but in Korea. So, Arthur Morgan is the tragic figure we're following, that we follow his life kind of, and through that we see the fall of the British Empire. So, enough setup.
Let's get kinky.
We start high with Victoria.
Yes. Victoria is kind of
Victoria.
About the Victorian era, if you will. So here's a bit of that.
Stately homes for the lords, croaky lawns, village greens. Victoria was my queen.
I tell you, these guys know how to write a fucking chorus.
They also know to have a banger of an opening track.
Yeah, definitely.
You're all right, let's go, Kinks.
Yeah. I was in,
what you got?
When I hear this opening track and I hear that they were, this was one of the singles that made it in America, that they liked in America, but the UK didn't like so much. It's what the fuck, guys?
What the fuck?
We like that high energy.
Yeah. And that's
what this is.
And like we said in the last album that we were talking about, the Kinks are kind of future forward, their sound is kind of future thinking, and did end up influencing some future groups,
Okay, you got the name of that last album in there.
Oh yeah, they mentioned Village Greens. Yep.
Cool.
So yeah, because it's interesting. The last album is kind of lamenting over and kind of missing that pastoral simple lifestyle, and this is the other side of that coin, where it's zoning in on the what's bad about what happened,
it's
how
the aftermath.
The aftermath. Yeah.
What's crazy is a lot of these songs that tend to get popular tend to be on, even if it is a little bit like towards the people, it tends to be on the Empire's winning side usually. And these songs, like this song in particular, even like, and a lot of these come from the average person during these events.
Yeah, like
and that's a much different perspective.
Yeah, Ray Davies especially tends to have a very like working class perspective. That's his focus. He's a bit of a Marxist, I read in the big Rolling Stone book there. But yeah, he's always kind of looking at the little guy and trying to tell that story. Much like we get to like Pink Floyd with The Wall and the final cut. There's a lot of albums that this is like has inspired maybe, or is it similar to, in theme. But yeah, it's kind of an album about dealing with the kind of trauma of post-war Britain. It's kind of its own like subgenre of concept album at this point,
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this one really is a good opener as well, because it's Victoria. So it's like, you're not just talking about one of your greatest queens. You're victorious.
You can take that out of it too. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
This is really the bouncing part of the Empire before everything starts.
And they also mention the widespread of the British Empire, Canada to India, Australia, Cornwall, Singapore to Hong Kong, from the west to the east,
sea to shining sea,
sea to shining sea. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. It's like me and us and like the UK have been, between the two of us, been doing this shit. And that's part of the reason I'm glad we're covering this album. Like, we're experiencing the decline of the United States Empire, so it's good to take some notes and see what we have to look forward to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Change.
But I was going to mention before we get too far into this album, the main character's name is Arthur Morgan. And
what a British ass
if
name.
that sounds familiar, that's because that's the name of the main character in Red Dead Redemption 2, who does go on a similar journey where like the times of the West are ending, and he has to try to reintegrate into a different part of the world, and find a new way to make money.
Man, they should combine the next Red Dead with some sort of an ancient version of Grand Theft Auto. They can really I gotta give up my horse and carriage, but hey, now I got this automobile.
That's interesting. That's that's kind of those Godfather games.
Yeah,
a little bit like that. Yeah. I'd play that. But yeah, it starts off very, very, very happy, positive about this empire. Of course, we'll find ironically this next track is Yes Sir, No Sir, and I believe I choose to think that this is from the perspective of Eddie, his brother that died in World War I. But yeah, here is Yes Sir, No Sir.
Doesn't matter who you are, you're there and there you are.
Oh, what a very nice changeover.
Yeah, we should mention there's a lot of really cool breaks that go into these different sounding bits, and it's almost Beatle-esque, but like a little grittier, a little less polished, and I appreciate that about them. I appreciate that they're a little less polished. They're a little more raw, Like, he's not trying to sing as well as John or Paul. You know what I mean? He's just trying to sing as well as he sings, as passionate as he can.
He's just being Ray.
He's just being Ray.
What's really cool about this part, like, and what some of what you got too, is the dun 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 dun.
Oh yeah, you were mentioning it's kind of like,
and that's kind of like one of the Muppets songs.
Yeah.
And what's crazy about that, which I never even thought about until like listening to this like this, is that they actually filmed the Muppet Show in Britain.
Oh yeah,
like they filmed that like in the 70s, like that's the studio they got to fund them, was in Britain.
Interesting.
Is that the intro of the show you're thinking about? The
No,
dun
like
dun
they,
dun 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 dun.
No, it's the
No, I know
from the movie.
Oh, okay.
The Mayhem song when they're in the church.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, this track though, somewhere between the Beatles and the Who. We've of course been talking about the Who a little bit because of Tommy, but like you definitely hear the Britishness coming through here. And I do want to mention there's the line here about having deserters shot on sight, because it's like basically, you know, they get into this a little bit in The Wall, the kind of militarism of post-war Germany or Britain, and you know, what it ends up getting to is this part here, you know, give the scum a gun and make the bugger fight, you know, kind of talking about working class people, of course, who are always on the front lines, and be sure to have deserters shot on sight. If he dies, we'll send a medal to his wife. And especially in World War I, like it was a lot harder for them to feel like morally justified, because it was kind of just I don't know, to put it in a really like simple terms, it seems like everyone was kind of at fault in World War I. You know what I mean? It was just the aristocrats throwing bodies at the front line that, you know, just the working class had to kind of deal with. But that was the thing that happened, though. Deserters were shot on sight. Like if you didn't want to fight this war, you were shot. And it, you know, had, I think, what some of the earliest instances of fragging, where a soldier would frag the commanding officer instead of fighting. So yeah, terms that you're going to need to know in these coming years in the United States. Oh, and it does mention here that this is Arthur at the end. Yes, sir. No, sir. Please let me die, sir. I think this life is affecting my brain. Oh, and then there's yes, sir. No, sir. 3 bags full, sir. Is mentioned, is a reference to the nursery rhyme. Ba ba black sheep. Have you any wool? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 3 bags full, from the English nursery rhyme. But yeah. I feel like there's a track on The Wall that's a lot like this, but I can't recall the track.
Like there's a track on The Wall.
Well, because not The Wall, sorry. Tommy.
But I can't recall.
Tommy. Oh, nice. But no, Tommy had, I think, a song about his dad. Was it dad that died in the military in Tommy?
No, that was the Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
No, but in Tommy, didn't he have a family member that dies in the military? Or something. I don't know. We'll go back. We'll look it up.
I don't think
we'll do our own research.
I thought there was a military member, at least in the movie. Just in the early scenes.
Unless
I remember
I'm blanking on a track. I don't think there was a military.
It's just a small part of the story. It's about like his path. Like it's one of the core memories.
They talk about that in The Wall.
Maybe I am thinking of The Wall. Maybe I'm conflating. I might be conflating the two.
Died in World War II,
I might be
right?
conflating the two.
Wall?
Yep.
Yeah.
Future Brad here. I was totally right. Looks like for Tommy, I'm just going to read this from the Wikipedia. Tommy tells the story of a fictional character named Tommy Walker. The following synopsis, blah, blah, blah. British Army Captain Walker goes missing during an expedition and is believed dead. Talked about an overture. His wife, Mrs. Walker, gives birth to their son, Tommy. It's a boy. Years later, Captain Walker returns home and discovers that his wife has found a new lover. The captain kills the lover in front of Tommy. Tommy's parents then coerce Tommy into believing he did not see or hear anything, which is the when he starts to disassociate and become deaf, dumb, and blind to the outside world. So it's the inciting incident of Tommy. So I certain things I let slip by, but like this is Tommy we're talking about. I couldn't just let that pass. Also, I couldn't find a lot of evidence of fragging happening during World War I, but it definitely happened during a lot of other conflicts, including World War II, Vietnam, and the Middle East. Yeah, we have here this next track moving on with the same, kind of themes here. Yes or no, sir. We have Some Mother's Son, which, again, looking forward, there's a track on the final cut that's a very similar, theme to it.
But still, the world keeps turning, though all the children have gone away. Some mother's son lies in a field, but in his mother's eyes he looks the same as on the day he went away.
Just got
that, I feel like Pink Floyd does that at some point. The day he went away. I feel like he does something like that on the wall.
Well, it's just
I can't.
These Brits were listening to each other.
Yeah, a bit Watersy. You're right. A bit Roger Watersy. Sorry, what did you say, John?
Well, like these Brits were listening to each other.
Yeah, I
spying on each other.
I never realized how
we get so Americanized centric in what we listen to. But almost all the stuff that comes from other countries is borrowed from other countries. Other countries have whole ass other artists. We don't. Well,
I would have never expected Lola to have been from anyone else. I always thought Lola was a very American song. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me to learn that was the shock for me, is learning that they're British as fuck.
It's a '60s progressive British song.
Yeah.
Remember, Britain's always like 50 years ahead of us on a lot of progressive issues.
I mean, it's also funny how different cultures even take two different music, because like the blues was huge and popularized pretty much in Europe and in England.
Yeah.
Before it was really like hot over here, and then all of a sudden, like when that wave came with like the Stones and all that, when they kind of blended that in a bit.
The Stones,
it's
and
like, oh, that's our stuff.
Yeah. And then eventually with Blues Brothers.
Yeah, so country, we didn't give a shit.
Well, it's crazy because it's like
it took like another country to like make us go, oh yeah.
A lot of that came out of like because after World War II, we had like military stations like all over the world.
Right.
And so like a lot of Brits wound up listening to American music.
Yeah,
because American music was a lot of places.
Yeah, and then of course this music then goes to influence us. It back and forth.
It's a giant yin yang.
Yeah, and like because the way I see it, the stories from post-war Britain are just at a baseline more compelling than the stories that the Americans had to draw from. You know what I mean? Well, I mean, they're drawing, of course, they had to draw from the civil rights movement and stuff, but it's just a different thing than a post-war kind of broken apart world.
But we never went through what Europe.
Europe
was decimated twice in 20 years.
Yeah,
America's always like, but like they got fucked.
Yeah, 2 soldiers fighting in the trench. One soldier glances up to see the sun and dreams of games he played when he was young. And then his friend calls out his name. It stops his dreams as he turns his head. A second later, he is dead. And yeah, it's the classic, like, some mother's son out there, like is dying and we don't know why, Yeah. It's very sad. And they do a lot of it's very well written.
I love like the back and forth, like comparisons, and even like I think it was towards the beginning when they're talking about right there, like dream, like the soldier look up at the sun and dreams of games he played when he was young, and you can tell it back and forth, and And it stops his dreams, and he turns his set. A second later, he is dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Like it's just it's especially like this is World War I they're talking about, and it's well, hold on. No, this is World War I they're talking about. Yeah.
Did you ever watch Band of Brothers?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So there's a
I did just see Full Metal Jacket recently.
Okay.
So
that's pretty wild as well.
Similar, probably.
So
violence.
There's a scene when it was shortly after they landed, took out some guns, and basically like after the whole Normandy incident. They so the one group that they followed, the 101st Airborne, like they took out a bunch of like these gun regiments that were like shelling like their so they after that they're kind of like walking, marching to like the next area, and one of the U.S. soldiers, I think his name was Malarkey, he jokes to one of these Nazis that they kind of have just up on the hill, like they're just like captured in a sense, but they're just like sitting there.
Yeah.
And it says, I can't remember some line, and he jokes back about like where he's from. He's like, wait, what? And then he's like, you're from, basically they were from the same town, he realized.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing? It's like, got a call from the motherland, so he came home to fight.
Yeah. Wow.
Like,
yeah. But
it was just like that thing where like they could have just been like neighbors. Like they could have been like,
they could have had normal life
without this war that just drug these two people in.
Mm-hmm.
But like on both sides, like everyone's doing their normal today, right? You have like every walks of life on both sides, and then now you're forced to sit in the field and just shoot each other.
Yeah, that's why it's important. Like more than anyone, it's important that like soldiers learn these things.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and learn that they can say no.
Yeah,
you know they can actually put down arms and. Like in World War I, the Christmas, armistice or whatever, where they played together on Christmas, You
don't have to.
You don't have to. You can, and, just that. I mean, that wasn't the end of the war, but it definitely, like, it helped. Yeah, it helped them realize what
kind of normalized. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Like,
yeah, we're just, we're just normal men.
Yeah,
we're just citizen men.
Why
would you get together and play some songs?
Trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
For what?
Well, some people like really want everyone to believe that that's just the way things are, and it's just like, no, you want that to be the way things are. Anyway, this next track we got is "Driving." It's a real right turn. Speaking of driving.
Talk to the cows, laugh at the sheep, we'll lie in a field, and we'll have a sleep, so take a drive with me. And all the troubled world around us seems an eternity away. And all the debt collectors, rent collectors, all will be behind us, but they'll never find us.
We're taking drive.
So this one, I chose that line because, so this is a real right turn from the last track where it's talking about, mothers dealing
on the drive
with their, sons not coming home, and dying in fields, right? Mm-hmm. And then this line, we'll lie in a field and we'll have a sleep, so take a drive with me. So it's a real juxtaposition. It's like dying in the field, then like later the peace afterward, like just kind of, it kind of introduces the kind of consumerism after they rebuilt. What?
Well, I talked about earlier, I do have to leave now. I'm running into the emergency vet. So
okay.
I can, I'll jump ahead. I rate this like a high 4.
High four. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Dave. And good luck with everything.
Good luck, Dave.
Yep.
All right, Dave.
Our hearts are with you. And what's your cat's name again?
This will be Oscar.
Oscar is in all of our thoughts.
God's best for Oscar. Okay.
Yeah. And give Joy my regards. But yeah, so like we were saying, the juxtaposition between the last track and this one, with the completely in a different context, lying in a field. Like, I feel like without that line, you might be able to say this is just a track that's just its own thing. It's just a fun, bubbly track. But I think that, it's definitely supposed to be like a juxtaposition from the last.
Well, it's the sleeping reality for the home people.
Mm-hmm.
It's the kids.
Yeah.
It's the kids just driving down Main Street in their hot rod. Just some people in the back.
It even does mention, like, they're talking of war. Let all the Russians and the Chinese and the Spanish do their fighting. The sun is shining. Yep. So they're basically saying we're sitting these ones out. However, we know that's not going to be the case for long because of the character dying in the Korean War. But this was one of their first singles, I think, in the UK, which I do think was probably a mistake. I don't think it's probably the best first single, but it's not bad. It's like a good track in the overall like scheme of the album. It's a really fun track.
Didn't the Beatles have a song about driving a car? Baby, you can drive my car.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think
maybe that one.
Most bands at that time had at least one song about driving a car, because that was peak like car culture and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I'd be singing about cars too if they were all like that. Yeah, it's a really, really fun track, though. England is coasting and forgetting about the horrors of war, I like the production of this track a lot. This next track we got for you guys is a little track called Brainwashed, which did well in the U.S.
Got a job and a house and a wife and your kids and your car. Yeah, you're conditioned to think what they want you to think, that they're happy to be where you are. Yes, you are. Get down on
Yeah, I love the fucking horns, man.
Yeah.
Like, they really know how to put the horns in there.
This is a real upbeat track. I'm not surprised it hit well in America.
Yeah.
Got a lot of that same.
Well, like Brainwashed,
R&B rock that was like
Brainwashed feels like a very American kind of idea too,
especially at the time with the hippies.
Yeah.
We will not be brainwashed.
That's probably I'm sure that did this just the track like title. They were like, oh, Brainwash. I want to see what that's about. And yeah, we got the aristocrats and bureaucrats are dirty rats for making you what you are. They're up there and you're down here. You're on the ground and they're up with the stars. Oh yeah, and this line we read during the listen through. All your life they've kicked you around and pushed you till you can't take any more. To them, you're like a speck of dirt, but you don't want to get up off the floor, Mister. You're just brainwashed. Yeah. So this is after driving, it's taking some hits, or not hits, not taking hits.
Yeah.
Taking shots at the empire and the bureaucrats and the aristocrats that they expound on in The Wall and some of those other albums.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me see. I think I have a list of albums that was similar to. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. The Wall, The Final Cut, Tommy, and bit of King Crimson. I think also deals with some of the British decline stuff.
I mean, it was all.
I never really realized, but yeah, it probably has a lot to do with that in the Court of the Crimson King. But I
used to read a book about that. It was about called the Children of the Crimson King or something like that.
Oh yeah, it's I think a poem by Robert.
Well, I read a series about it.
Yeah. It's also the main villain in the Dark Tower universe, Stephen King universe, Crimson King. But yeah, this is a great like working class track, Also, it does feel a little bit hippie, like it's got a little bit of a psychedelic feel to it. The horns are great. It's a fun track. But this next track, guys, is probably my favorite track on the album. And of course, you guys know why, me being a huge King Gizzard head here on the podcast. This is Australia.
You a gizzard head?
That's me.
We'll fly down to Sydney for a holiday on a sunny Christmas day. Australia, Australia.
This is one of the tracks that I think makes it very clear that it was supposed to be a stage or like a musical play thing, because like I feel like
it's
Victoria,
very show-tuney.
Yeah, a little show-tuney. Like, we got Victoria, Australia, and Shangri-La. I think they're probably the most show-tuney tracks and ones that you would see in a musical. You know?
Yeah, like you can see a big show.
Yeah,
jazz hands everywhere.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's the part. This is also the part where Arthur is letting go of his family, and the family is moving on to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
We were joking that the latter half of the song, it could be like the scene transition where they're trying to the stage hands are setting the stuff in the background while they're like on their voyage or whatever it is to Australia. I actually have a bit of that jammy bit. Here's that. Fucking good jam, by the way. It's like a 4 or 5 minute jam. Highly recommend listening to the full thing. But yeah, like that would be the transition piece where they're his daughter and her husband are moving to Australia for greener pastures, because the empire is declining and there's really no wealth and no good to be had in the current British Empire he's experiencing.
The fall.
Yeah.
The fall of Western civilization.
Yes. Again, it's a common theme. Common theme of these albums.
Common theme of these days.
Yes.
What?
And these days in general. Yes.
These albums? That's what I meant.
But yeah, Ray and Dave Davies' older sister Rose actually did move to Australia for these reasons, and there's another song on the album Face to Face that's actually about that's saying, "Rosie, won't you please come home?" or something. So he was devastated by his sister moving away because he was very close.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, I feel that, man. Yeah, that would suck. Especially the days before like Zoom and stuff. You really didn't see him until you actually saw him, in person. So, it could be big, long periods between. But I was joking, though, that I think that this would be really epic if King Gizzard were to cover it. Because, first of all, it's a, anthem about Australia. And secondly, it's got a jammy bit at the end that is very King Gizzard-y. However, I will say he does kind of paint. I think he's probably doing this tongue-in-cheeky a little bit, where he's painting Australia as this paradise with it says Australia, the chance of a lifetime. Australia, where you get where you work for. Nobody has it better than what they want to be. Australia, no class distinction. Australia, no drug addiction. Nobody's got a chip on their shoulder. We'll surf like they did in the USA. I didn't notice that. We'll fly down to Sydney for our holiday. So yeah, they're basically painting Australia as if it does not have any problems, which, they definitely dealt with their own racism and and economic, stuff themselves.
I mean, listen,
but
this is really the same kind of westward ho shit that we had.
Definitely.
Here,
yeah. Except for eastward for them.
It's go to Australia and make your fortune.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much.
You tell that to a bunch of kids at a underprivileged kids
mm-hmm.
in a wealthy nation.
Mm-hmm.
go to Australia and make your own. Go wherever and make your own fortune. Some people are going to do that.
Well, yeah, and I mean, and at that point, Australia was very well colonized at this point. But I think what I'm getting from what I know of Ray Davies, is I think he's probably being a little tongue in cheeky with it though, because he knows that it is just an extension of the British Empire and therefore also going to be affected by the decline. You know what I mean? But yeah, this next track we got, and then we'll take a quick break, is Shangri-La, and this is what Arthur Morgan calls his own home paradise.
You're in your place and you know where you are, in your Shangri-La. Sit back in your old rocking chair. You need not worry, you need not care. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah, this really goes along with the driving song. You know, it's the same kind of feel, you know, like you just keep sitting in your Shangri-La while this rest of this shit's just happening. You know, like
I was saying it's like a more somber version of that. You know, it's like it is still being framed like this is a paradise, but the song sounds a little darker, and you know, you can tell that it's not everything that it seems to be.
We're getting deeper into the subjects.
Yeah. Gone are the days when you dreamed of that car. You just want to sit in the Shangri-La. You know, the little man who gets the train got a mortgage hanging over his head, but he's too scared to complain because he's conditioned that way. Yeah, I can relate with this country with our medical debt and shit. Like, it sucks because I don't even have a mortgage. I just have medical debt, or not medical education debt. You know what I mean? It's like a bullshit debt. And it's like, I'd rather have a mortgage, frankly, but I don't even have that.
Well, the thing is a lot of mortgages tend to be a little bit less than rent in the first place.
Right.
But you get the satisfaction of that you're owning it.
Yeah.
The more you pay off.
Yeah. Although I don't know how it was.
Renting is just the same every month. It's,
yeah.
It's $1,200, $1,500 to somebody.
Yeah. You are getting, you're making someone profit every single month. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really beautiful track though. This was also released as one of their singles in the UK. I don't know why it didn't do as well in the UK, but it didn't hit them as I mean, maybe they were too focused on Tommy, and Tommy had like the real psychedelic stuff going on Tommy, and I don't know, maybe it just kind of overshadowed what they were doing. But yeah, a beautiful track about Arthur Morgan's like lifestyle, and he thinks that he's in paradise, but like he's not. He's just kind of come to accept the shittiness of the situation.
You know, what I like about the darker nature of the music is really, it's the same with the tone, and it is the same as like the driving song was even a little bit more upbeat, but this one is deeper in the album. It's deeper into the subject.
He's
deeper
older.
into the tone.
Arthur Morgan's a little older.
You
know, yeah.
It's one of those things where it's like you're sitting in your chair, you're old,
and
you're hearing the bombs going off in your head. You know, like you're sitting there, and we're just, you know, epic furying like Iran or something like that.
Yeah, yeah, right. But we'll get to it. But there's a little bit of that what you're just talking about in the young and innocent days. It kind of gets to that kind of nostalgia and stuff. But we're gonna take a quick break though, guys. And when we come back, we have I think 5 more albums for you guys. So don't go away.
The album concept hour.
I'm ready to rock. Yeah.
Let's rock. Welcome back, everybody, to the Album Concept Hour. We have 5 tracks left for you from the Kinks, Arthur, or the Decline and Fall of the British Empire. And when we last left our hero, they were, pretty content about their Shangri-La kind of paradise there. But now we're getting down to what Mr. Churchill says.
We meet again someday, but all the sacrifices we must make before the
These are the sacrifices we must make.
These are the sacrifices you must make on behalf of us.
So we can survive as a nation.
So we can survive, and you guys can not survive, but we can survive.
We don't care about the bombs falling upon you.
Yeah. So yeah, let's see what the notes here say. So this is this is more talking about World War II, I think, especially with the sirens and talking about the planes flying overhead. And it's kind of putting both the German and British side kind of in a negative light, I think. It's like Churchill saying that, you normal folks have to make the sacrifices.
Yeah.
It says,
you must stay strong.
Never in the field of human conflict was so much owed to so few, is something that they used to say in the British Empire. But like we were kind of talking about a little bit, it's like before the Nazis became the bad guys in history, like the Brits were pretty much the baddies in the story, because they were the overstretching empire.
No, like I said, it's crazy.
Well, along with other European countries. Because
I was going to say, in terms of what you're saying about the British Empire,
mm-hmm.
is that one of their great relief, true relief, PR campaigns was World War II, because they became the last kind of, we won't bow to you, you Nazi bastards.
Yeah.
In Europe.
Even though
Europe pretty much had everybody else subdued, and they were like, no.
Yeah.
We're just going to let you keep bombing our people, but we ain't going to give up. Will we, people?
Will we? Keep calm and carry on, and what's not.
And then the Brits are tough as dirt, so they just they just carried on until we got there, and then
not to undermine at all the kind of the spirit, the kind of iron spirit of the Brits in this time, but they're just kind of making a point, though. It's it's kind of the System of a Down song, why do they always send the poor thing, I feel is kind of a theme throughout this album.
They always send the poor to fight their battles.
Fight keep on, let's see, here we go. Well, Mr. Churchill says we got to hold up our chins, we got to show some courage and some discipline, we got to black up the windows and nail up the doors and keep right on to the end of the war. And it's
crazy because it's so middle ground. It sounds like you care, but you don't really care, because you're telling them just don't give in.
Well,
don't give in.
And I mean, I'm not an expert about pre-World War II stuff, but maybe he's suggesting that it could have been avoided had some other things been addressed.
Maybe
the aristocratic class was still fucking with the working class, like they always do.
What's crazy is that the right before World War II, the aristocratic class in Britain was completely shook up by the fact that the oldest son that was supposed to take the throne married a American divorcee.
Oh yeah,
and they didn't want him to do that, but he did it, and he said, "Fuck you," and I won't be.
Yeah.
So that's how the next guy, his brother, got crowned, and then that's how we got who's the longest reigning monarch, the one that just passed away.
Yeah,
Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Because that was her daughter.
Yeah.
That was his daughter. I'm sorry. He was monarch for a little bit, and she was his oldest daughter. And that's how she became monarch after him.
This actually transitions well into our next track, which is called She Bought a Hat. Hold on. She's bought a hat like Princess Marina.
But she's bought a hat like Antonina, so he don't care. Honey, can you spare me a dime? My wife is getting hungry and the kids all cry. This poverty hurts my pride.
That's probably where they get the most Beatlesy in the album.
I was
think.
just about to say
that's the most Beatlesy moment.
That is, like, well, you don't even have to call it Beatlesy, even, because this is like British culture.
Well, it's just beat, rock, right? It's just the beat rock that they're doing, which the Beatles excel in,
right?
Yeah,
and that just could have been just like British culture and music and all of their stuff at the time.
The Beatles are just the most popular version of that we know.
They're the ones that we know that did it the best.
Yeah, I'm sure the Kinks, if they were like, oh yeah, it sounds, if they heard you saying it sounds like a Beatles thing, they'll be like, what? That just is what we were all doing,
Right.
Yeah, Princess Marina though is a hold on, she is the Princess Marina of Greece and Denmark, Duchess of Kent. In 1960, she was named internationally best dressed in the Hall of Fame alongside Princess Grace of Monaco. So that's what plays into this. This is kind of a song about a working class lady that has bought a hat so that she can kind of look a little more upper crust.
Hey.
But you'll never see her in ascot because you can't afford it.
Isn't that what you want when you're in the undercrust?
Yeah.
That's what you just want to feel. You want to feel better for a day.
That's pretty much what this song's about in general. It's like, is that kind of middle class like desire to become the aristocrat.
And we call it middle class. To them, that was still pretty new.
Yeah. That was still a pretty new concept.
Yeah, 20 years old, but that's 20 years on the entire scope of human humanity.
The middle class thing is, I think, one of the biggest like psyops in the last century. Because it's literally it's just creating a new class that's in the middle between working class and upper class, so that the working class that are middle class don't realize that they're working class.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what's tough.
Yeah.
Is to get that our upper crust to realize they're just the same as we are. They just get to feel a little
they'll never think that they're the same as us. They think that they're like,
I know,
they're like better than us.
I know.
And that they're literally, they're what they would say is brainwashed, the kids.
We had a situation at work one night. It was literally like a second shift screwed, or like a first shift screwed us, second shift kind of stuff.
Oh yes.
And I was just because we
eternal
have
battle.
We have
between
these
first and second
earphones that we're supposed to keep in little microphone, and I was just like, yep.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, that's just the eternal battle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's about screwing one shift because you've been screwed enough on the other shift.
Yes, I know. What we need is working class solidarity.
This woman was on a break in the back room, and she just looked at me and she's like, "Boy, you're bitter." And I was like, "Yeah." It's like service sucks. It really makes you bitter against some of the
you don't
servitudes.
You never understand. Yeah, that's the job that makes you understand the class dynamics the most. That's why people that have worked in the service industry are probably the most radicalized out there. You know what I mean?
For everything, it doesn't even matter what it is. There's never reason for
especially because you're serving more wealthy folks a lot of the time too. So there's an obvious.
Seeing the real. You're seeing the real from every side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Watch Waiting, guys.
Yeah.
Watch Waiting and never shit on your server again.
Yes. You never fuck with your server, This next track we got for you is a really beautiful track. Kind of, I think about our main character, Arthur Morgan, in his later days, once he's an old man after, all these times. Here's that.
Time has gone and nothing ever can replace those great, so great, young and innocent days.
Beautiful song. Young and Innocent Days. But yeah, a song about an older couple and talking about how they've aged. This is probably the one where you could probably take it and it doesn't need to be connected to the concept really to be a beautiful track on its own. It's just kind of a nostalgic, like those were the good old days, and we're an older couple and we're in love. Yeah, I don't see much of a negative here. You know what I mean? Like there's like just a longing for that time.
It's always a longing.
Yeah,
it's always a longing for the time that was
your
beautiful.
time. That was your time. Hold on. Let me check. There's something about that album. I didn't write it down, but proposed suggestion, not just wrinkles, but he's able to see past the wrinkles. He's able to see the effects of time and stuck in being joyful for life and the life he has. He only sees the wrinkles, reminders of the life gone, ending, over, the decline and fall of Arthur. Okay, yeah. Oh, and I didn't even think about this, but King Arthur,
Oh,
yeah.
I was thinking about that the whole time, motherfucker.
I don't know why it slipped my mind, but yeah.
Arthur,
that's such a British,
British thing.
Yeah, it's very fitting that his name is Arthur in this because
King Arthur's like the British reset.
Yeah,
for everything but like Jesus.
Yeah, it's their biggest mythos over there. But yeah, this next
Arthur
track we got for you though.
Order to Britain.
This next track though is kind of I see it as their children coming back from Australia and kind of being like, this place ain't shit. What do you have to show for this this world that Britain's created? And it's called Nothing to Say.
The world they create sometimes is even better than the world that they've created at home.
Sometimes
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Their dreams are better. Got nothing to say.
But yeah, I kind of liken this song to kind of talking to your boomer parents and being like, how's that universal health care going? How's that housing crisis going? How's the unions going? You know what I mean? Like how's this independent, how's this America First thing going for us? It's kind of a very
America
sarcastic
first. It's because America First doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it's just it's fluff. But yeah, it is kind of mean a little bit, especially the last track where Arthur's like, oh man, I've had this beautiful young and innocent days and blah blah blah, and his son comes out, he's like, hey, why is it still shitty here? And it is kind of cynical and it's definitely really pointing the finger at the last generation and being like, hey, why did you guys play it this way?
They played it that way because that's how they got rich.
I wonder if this is also after, because in the story it says that his son Eddie dies in Korea. So I wonder if this is supposed to take place in like the story after that son has died, and the other son is like mad about that. You know, because like because there's the thing, we don't know the full stage play or whatever. So there's like a few gaps I think in the story.
Well, of course,
but
we didn't get the stage play. We got an album.
We got an album instead. Yeah. You know? So, but yeah, in my head canon though, this is the other son, the surviving son, that's just mad that his brother, you know, had to go the same route as his uncle. You know.
Yeah.
And then we get the final track, Arthur, where it's really interesting.
The biographical piece.
Yeah. There's very few albums. I don't think I can't think of another concept album that does this, where like the last track kind of just conceptualizes the rest of it. It gives all the backstory, and normally this would be like a first track or something, you know. But here's kind of the backstory of Arthur.
Don't you know it? Somebody loves you, don't you know it? Don't you know it? Don't you know it? Out there the world's gonna pass you by, don't you know it?
Don't you know it? Hey!
Yeah, it's got a really nice sing-along kind of ending on this, this album.
It's got a real rockabilly feel.
Yeah. The Arthur was born just a plain, simple man in plain, simple working class position through the world. Though the world was hard and its ways were set, he was young and he had so much ambition. And I'll just keep reading. All the way he was overtaken by the people who made the big decisions, but he tried for a better life and a way to improve his condition. But it's like, it's kind of sad because it's like he wanted to improve his condition so badly and he fought his entire life for it. And then his kids and now we see your children sailing off into the setting sun to a new horizon where there's plenty for everyone. And his kids found that kind of peace that he was looking for, you know? So in a way he was successful, you know?
You know what's sick about that though is that is the conquering story, especially from Europeans, no matter where you go.
Yeah.
You know, like that is, I set sail. I couldn't just be stagnant in what I was doing. I set sail and I conquered some other country. I made them European.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's true. I'm glad that like nowadays, like there is a cool
as Americans.
Oh yeah. Well, like that's the subtext of covering this album is that we are currently going through our decline, and there's a lot of people that are at the stage of like young and innocent days where they're looking back at why can't we just make America great again? Why can't it just be like the good old days? But it's like those days are dead and gone.
But you don't realize what the decay that was holding up some of that stuff, and that's gone now.
It's really hard, especially for
how can we go back
boomer
that
age
far?
people, because like they're probably going to be gone before most of the consequences of this really pan out. But we have to deal with it as millennials and younger, and Gen X. Sorry, Gen X. I know. Well, actually, what's forgotten about.
What's sad is that like Trump actually like moved up that timetable.
We've been doing nothing but moving up the timetable.
He's just so horrible.
Yeah. Whereas like, can we just put that all the way the second hand all the way to midnight?
Nope.
Yeah.
Trump's like, no, we're gonna deal with all of it.
Yeah.
And I'm here to make sure it happens. Yeah.
But this album though isn't the end of the British bands dealing with that trauma. Obviously, we got the Wall and the Final Cut get into this stuff too, and a different generation of it. And I think that it does belong up there though. We're gonna get to it.
This was crazy. I was not expecting it to be as fluent as it was.
Yeah, because like I will say, because like the last one was like, It was before.
It was a bumpier
Yeah,
road.
it was because I was like looking at the albums that we've covered that are concept albums before '69.
And this one's shorter too.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. It's good size. But I was just looking, and we have Sgt. Pepper, and the Turtles Battle of the Bands, and the Who Sell Out.
Right.
Those are like the concept albums that predate this one, and I think that like they were all kind of trying to figure out what the concept album is.
Yeah, well, that's the figuring out.
Yeah,
we've covered almost all of them that are in the figure out period. I love that shit.
Yeah. But I think it culminates probably in like The Wall for most people. But
everything has a period where everything was shaky.
Yeah.
Like nothing was solid.
Where it's like, well, what is a concept album? What's a rock opera? You know, they were writing the rules.
Correct.
Yeah. So we got one more thing we got to do, guys, and you know what it is. But we got to rank this.
Tear it up. Tear it up. Tear it up.
Hell yeah, guys. Let's fucking tear it up. I'm going to go ahead and listen through Cam so you can see. But yeah, I just wanted to show we got some of the other ones I was talking about. So obviously we talked
Dave said
we talked a lot about The Wall, or Tommy's right here. Got The Wall over here.
And we were talking about a lot of that. And
the Final Cut. Oh yeah, that's right. Final Cut is 4.9. The German 9, 4.9.
9.
And then I want to say the Who Sell Out is somewhere in 3. Somewhere in here. But I think the last one we put in 3. The last Kinks one we put around 3. And I am definitely thinking a high 4 or 5 personally.
Well, Dave said high 4 as well.
Yeah, Dave's saying high 4.
And I'll go with a 4.
Yeah.
I'll go with a 4. I was really surprised by this album. This was much better than I thought it was.
Wait, hold on. You wanna?
And I even heard all these, and I call them callbacks, but they're not callbacks because this kind of came before or was concurrent.
Yeah. Like I wanted to hold it to a standard of like later concept albums, but I remembered like, wait a minute, this is while they're still forming what a concept album is.
And some of it is like those were later albums. Yeah. And some of it is just concurrent with them. Like it's crazy. I heard it throughout the whole thing.
You know what I was thinking is we should put this at 4.9.
All right.
Right next to the Final Cut. Because like in a way, this is like
the Final Cut.
The Final Cut is like they were trying to do what this did, I think.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to put it just above the Final Cut, personally. What do you think?
Yeah.
You think that's good? Yeah.
Let's put them right next to each other.
Yeah. We finally have another one in 4.9. And I'm glad that we've added that category. It only has like 3. It's remember 4.85 Ula, which is War of the Worlds, and 4.9 the German 9 right here. So that's I think that's a fair ranking, and we'll see next time with the Kinks if Lola versus Power Man cracks the 5. I'm really curious. I've heard.
It's got Lola on it.
It's got Lola on it, which makes it's got a real power hit.
It's got a power hit on it. But let's see if the album matches
the critics are mixed.
Energy.
The critics are mixed, I think, on it.
Right.
So I'm very curious to see what it's going to be.
Well, let's do our own judgment.
But we might have another album between this and the next Kinks album, but we'll let you know. Thank you all for tuning in and listening to the podcast as always. If you want to support us, go to patreon.com/FlyoverStatePark. If you want to like and subscribe or rate us on anything, that's always helpful. We got almost 250 episodes here, and I want people to know about what we're doing here.
Seriously, guys.
Yeah.
Seriously, at this point, that's what we need to get us more listens.
It's true. Like the
little
ratings,
criticism, maybe.
Yeah,
whatever. Don't be super mean. Just like
give us
you
the
can
be
real
kind
stuff.
to me if you want. You know,
be mean a little.
As long as you give us a 5-star, you can be as mean as you want.
That's right. Actually, give us the real stuff, and then still give us a 5-star.
Yeah, we can take it.
We'll give you the first loyalties when we start giving out that stuff.
Also, if you're like a writer out there, we'd love to have a write up because I was just thinking about it. We haven't really had a write up from someone other than myself. So, anyway, we love you guys. Thank you for listening.
Love you guys.
And
watch out for each other.
One. Keep an eye out for each other. Look out for your neighbors. And we'll see you next time. The album concept.
The Album Concept Hour is Brad LeBaron, Dave Gallagher, and John Aker. Special thanks to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the theme music. Join the discussion on our Discord. Or for everything else, go to linktree/Flyover State Park. See you on Side B. This is Flyover State Park. You are clear to land.